Welcome to Basic and Bookish Podcast, the perfect place to crash out over our favorite books and connect with readers just like you. I'm Kinsey.
And I'm Karly.
Today is about our initial thoughts and reactions to A Forsaken Prophecy by Stacey McEwan, Book 2 in the Artisan Trilogy. You can find the timestamps down in the show notes.
And with that, this is your formal spoiler warning for A Forsaken Prophecy. This book just released, so if you want to be surprised by the ending, pause this episode and return once you've finished reading.
And we mean pause now because we are about to talk about that ending immediately.
Yeah.
So this is your warning, final warning. Due to the nature of this book, this podcast is rated R in content and language. If you'd like to skip the ads and have access to full video formats, it's available now on Patreon. That link can also be found in our show notes.
Now prepare to join the chaos. Honestly, we blame the ADHD.
Okay.
All right, after just finishing the book, I'm sure we have to get that ending off our chest. What are your initial thoughts, Kins?
Loved it. I definitely think this was the best romantasy/fantasy book that I have read this year so far.
Yeah.
And probably will remain. So it was crazy. I will say, thankfully, I didn't freak out as much as I did with A Forbidden Alchemy, because after A Forbidden Alchemy, my throat was raw beforehand.
Yeah.
But,
I remember the phone call.
It was raw. But I'm still just in, I don't know if shock is the correct word here, but I'm just like, oh my God, I need book 3 yesterday.
Yeah, I'm with you. I can't stop thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think about it every day. I think about that book, whether it's the ending or some other part of it, every single day since I've read it.
And it's so good. But then on the other hand, I'm like, oh God, but the next one's the last one. And I don't want it to be over.
You know, I know. I totally get that feeling. I'm so excited for book 3 and so sad it's the last book because, Stacey writes incredible characters.
Mm-hmm.
I want to stay with them so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick, he can get it.
Honey, don't get me started on that, man.
Yeah.
Woo! Woof. Yeah, no, it's so good. But I will say trilogies are honestly the perfect length. And it just means that Stacey is time to write another masterpiece.
I know. And she actually gave us some hints into that next book she wants to write in our author interview episode. So people are definitely going to have to listen to that if they want to know about that.
Now, on a scale from 1 to 10, how much did you scream at that cliffhanger?
So listen, I feel like Stacey has altered my brain and the way it handles cliffhangers because you have not read Ledge yet. And the Ledge cliffhanger was epic, to say the least. So on a Stacey McEwan 1 to 10 scale, it was probably a 7.
Okay.
Against other books, it's probably a 9.
Okay. I feel like for me, it may actually be lower, which is crazy. I think it's maybe a 6 or a 7.
Okay.
Because I feel like I saw The Other Alchemist coming. I thought it was just so strange how we got a little bit of his backstory and then he just came back and I was like, oh my God. But having Patrick's mom kill his dad, I was literally recording my reactions too, and I'm just like, oh my God. And so it was shocking. But to me, book 1, where they're in the mine shaft and he's telling her to just bury them all and they've been shot and all these, I'm like, that was crazy to
no, see, for me that was like a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, that was like a 9. Book 1 was a 9. And so I feel like the stakes are currently a little bit lower because our main characters are safe, but there's just some crazy shit about to hit the fan.
Yeah. No, I think book 1's on again, my Stacey, because for me, if Stacey's cliffhanger level is 1 to 10, Ledge for me is the 10. So that means
Oh
a
God, I'm
Forbidden Alchemy
scared.
has to be a 9, and then a Forsaken Prophecy is like a 7. But when I'm comparing it to like all of Romantasy, I'm like, she's like somewhere between a 9 and a 12. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
She does her cliffhangers different, and they're
Mm-hmm.
so good.
Okay, well, that's good to know because for me, I'm almost scared to tell you which book from Throne of Glass, but there's like one that's like really insane. But
Mm-hmm.
Iron Flame, I rate Iron Flame as one of the craziest cliffhangers
Okay.
that bothered me so much. I literally could not stop thinking about it, but also just Catching Fire is the perfect example.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do you rate, just out of curiosity, this is totally unrelated to this episode, but what do you rate on a scale of 1 to 10 for Iron Flame? Just so I
Iron
can gauge how crazy Ledge is.
Yeah, I feel like Iron Flame wasn't as big of a cliffhanger for me as other people. So I feel like
Oh,
Iron Flame was like on the romantasy scale was like an 8.
oh,
So I wasn't, because I was not surprised, because I just felt like the foreshadowing was there the
mm-hmm.
whole book. And so I was like, yeah, okay. And
I'm
then
scared for Ledge. Oh no.
Ledge, I don't know how to explain it. And I don't know that anybody else is going to have the reaction to the Ledge cliffhanger like I did.
Okay.
But I read Ledge and was like, what just happened?
Oh God. Okay, okay.
I'm sorry, what?
All right, okay, good to know, good to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so to sum it up, Stacey is crazy cliffhangers. I rate
Mhm.
this one about a 6 or 7, and Karly
Mhm.
rates this as a 7 to 9.
Well, her series is as a whole, but
Oh,
I would say this book specifically was a 7.
7.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So
6, 7.
oh no. We're too old for that.
I'm like almost 30. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm almost 40, so we're
Mm.
two peas in a pod.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like big life changes, you're nowhere close to my age, but that's okay. All right. So how did A Forsaken Prophecy compare to A Forbidden Alchemy for you?
You know, I still don't know. Like,
Okay.
they're both just so good. I think right now it's at a tie.
Mhm.
I might have to reread them both and sit with it a little bit longer
Mhm.
because I just loved A Forbidden Alchemy.
Mhm.
But this just really elevated it too.
Yeah.
Like I don't think it got worse by any. I think it
No.
got better. It's great, but I don't know if I still
I
slightly prefer Forbidden. I don't know.
I understand what you're saying. I'm going to try to explain the way this feels, because I think I get what you're saying, and
Mm-hmm.
but I think putting this into words is difficult, and it's that there's something about when you read a book and it's so fresh and different and
Mm-hmm.
interesting, that there's a magicalness to the reading experience from the fact that it's just this fresh,
It's
interesting,
new.
different idea, and you don't feel like
Mm-hmm.
you've read anything like it before. And when you dive back into the world, and it's so much fun to be back in the world, but it's not necessarily like that same fresh, magical new experience that you had with the
Mm-hmm.
first book,
Mm-hmm.
but you still love it so much. And so it's like
Yes.
you don't have that fresh magical feeling,
Mm-hmm.
because you're diving back into it and it's the same world, obviously, but it's still so good. Like, it's still so
So
good.
good.
Does that make sense? Is that how kind of maybe how you're feeling a little
No,
bit?
it totally does. And we got more point of views in this book.
Mhm.
We have less of a time jump. Before we were going back and forth with their
Mhm.
childhood and present day, and there was a lot more mystery, and it was so surprising to find out that she was a traitor to Patrick and all this, that, and the other. And this time we know all of this going forward, so there's different stakes and challenges that they're going through. But now we have the addition of these goddesses, or the daughters of the
Mhm.
god, and it's just so interesting. And the world just expanded so much more. We got to travel to all of these different
Mhm.
cities. It was just so enjoyable.
Yeah.
And then you're like, how are they going to make this relationship work? Is he going to get over it? Will he forgive her? I don't
Yeah.
know. But oh my God, nothing really does beat how fresh and unique book one was. compared to everything else that I had read that year. Like it was like the standout book of 2025 for me.
Yeah. I last year I really felt like I read a handful of really just standout incredible books. But for me, A Forbidden Alchemy was my favorite book of 2025. I strongly suspect this book's going to be my favorite book of 2026. And I loved it so much.
It was so good. Honestly, it was everything I hoped for. Like the things that happened in it, I'm just itching for more.
Yeah. To me, they're both 6-star reads personally. And I love them both so much for slightly different reasons. Like in book 1, there was like this fresh magical system, the interesting world, the craftsmen versus the artisans, this imbalance of power between this like classes. I just loved all of that so much. And in book 2, it's like we just expanded the world. And for me, this was like adventure and journey through the world done right. Like the quests of going to the different places and expanding our horizons. I had so much fun every single location.
It felt like a treasure hunt that we got to be a part of. And I love that.
Yeah. It was kind of like National Treasure, but way better.
Way better because there's magic and sex.
Yes. Oh, so good.
Did you enjoy the new point of views?
I did enjoy the new point of views. I think Stacey writes such interesting, complex characters. And when you're in their point of view, you feel their tension with their decisions that they're making. And they're not necessarily making the decisions you would make, but you understand why these things are so difficult for them. And I just love how complex they are. And I love being in their heads even when I don't agree with them. What about you?
Yeah. I did really, really enjoy the new point of views, in particular Donnie's. I found it fascinating because I do have a background in healthcare. I worked in ophthalmology for years, so I've worked with people who have different levels of visual impairment and blindness because it is a spectrum. And just the ways that Stacey creatively had to describe these scenes without using sight was so unique and so well done. I thought she did a fantastic job, and I could really envision the scene. And even going as far as when Donnie was in a new city and was unfamiliar with it, we get almost less descriptions in a way. It was just the creative choice that she did it, and how it was like the crinkling of paper, and he's just assuming that it was this letter, and it was so well done. I absolutely loved it. Plus, he has such great humor, so it always cracks me up. But yeah, I enjoyed it. And even like Theodore's, like I wasn't really expecting to enjoy Theo's because he and I were having some issues at the end of the last book. But I don't think there was a single point of view that I didn't enjoy.
No, I enjoyed all of them because it's just so interesting to see how she gets you in the head of these characters and you really can feel what they're feeling. And like you said, the sight thing was fascinating to me, and how you could feel when he went to unfamiliar locations, how he felt a little more lost and vulnerable. Like you could feel his vulnerableness. And we'll get into this later, but there was a moment with Donnie that was like one of my favorite moments in the whole book, and we'll talk about it later. But I'm gonna assume, was Donnie's POV your favorite new POV?
It was my favorite new POV.
Yeah.
And then obviously Patrick.
Yeah, obviously.
Was Donnie also your favorite new POV?
Yeah, for the new POVs. I think we're exactly the same. It's like Donnie and Patrick, those Coulson brothers.
Oh man, yeah, those Coulson brothers, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, they can get it.
They can get it.
What were your favorite moments / favorite scenes in the book?
I'm just gonna go and say, as a touch her and die girly, I was fed in this book. Every single touch her and die moment that this book had, I highlighted it.
Nice.
And he's like, you're not gonna be my father. I'm gonna cut your finger off. I'm like, period. It's, oh God, I got to thank Stacey for that. And yeah, that did it for me. And then this
Mhm.
is kind of cliche, but the spicy scene, it just was like really
Yeah.
good because you had to wait for it for so long,
Mhm.
and then the way that it was done, I was just like, that's right.
Yeah.
Uh, I also really enjoyed the train crash. Like, there was a moment where
Mhm.
I thought, there's no fucking way that she literally just killed them. That's crazy. And I didn't know if it was just propaganda that they had said he was dead or if he was like actually dead. And I
Mhm.
wasn't sad. I didn't cry, but it just kind of blew me away a little bit. And them getting Polly in the gambler's den just from the setup with her outfit and how that was affecting
Mhm.
Patrick to them fighting. It just was really fun.
Yeah. It was great. The touch her and die moments were chef's kiss perfect.
Mm-hmm.
We were seriously fed. If that's one of your favorite tropes,
Oh, it's
this book
mine.
was
It,
so good.
yeah, oh,
Yeah.
I, I love Touch Her and Die, so this was like phenomenal for me.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your Donnie scene?
So that for me, it was my favorite emotional moment.
Aww.
So if you want to pick like a favorite emotional moment, mine was Donnie, and it was when he first sees Patrick again for the first time. And he
Oh.
instinctively reaches out to pinch his brother's sleeve because that's what he did when he was little and losing his sight, and his brother would guide him around. And I like lost it.
Oh my
I was like, oh my
God.
gosh,
That's
my
so
baby.
sweet. Oh, my
Like,
baby.
because it was just like his like comfort thing he did, to like
Yeah.
know his brother was there.
Uh-huh.
And I about lost it. And I think that there's like that. I don't know how to explain it, but there's like a thing where like your a sibling can provide a certain amount of comfort to
Mm-hmm.
you that just no one else can, like a certain amount
Mm-hmm.
of reassurance that no one else can. And it just, I don't want to get too emotional, but it reminded me when I came back from my
Oh.
back surgery and my sister saw me and she was like, "You're okay." And I was like, "Oh,
Oh.
okay, I'm okay then," because my sister told me I'm okay.
Hmm. I love that. No,
Yeah.
that was such a sweet moment. Meanwhile, I have a quote here where it says, "Can't smoke in here, Donnie." And he said, "Don't see no signs." And they said, "Won't see my fist flying at your chin neither." So, oh, and also, disclaimer, we did receive advanced reader copies, so some of
Mhm.
these quotes might have changed in edits because this was an unedited version. So I do just have to give that disclosure since I was quoting something.
Oh yeah.
But I'm just going to race through some other quotes I had listed here.
Okay.
Patrick, the man that he is, said, "Don't beg, darling. Hard to say gentlemanly when you beg like that." And she says, "I don't want a gentleman." That's
Yeah.
right. And then this one was so cute. I was just like, oh my God. So Patrick's referring to his mother. He said, "She told me the next girl I kissed better ask for it first, or she'd find out and flog me. And did you honor her? I waited for you to ask me, and Ken Hill nearly killed me, but I waited, sir. You waited for years, for years to kiss Nina again, like the man that you are,
Oh,
Patrick. I can't." And
yeah.
while I'm talking about Patrick, you ever offer yourself to a man like that again, and it'll be the last thing he ever hears. Got me? Oh my God, that was so
We love
good.
it.
So good. And then this is just a serious quote, but war was a gentleman's game. Women were just the currency.
Oh,
I
yeah.
highlighted that in my Kindle and just said, "Wow."
Yeah, I had that one highlighted too.
It's like
It was a good
retweet.
one. Mhm.
So good, so good. Yeah, oh my God. There are just so many scenes. I feel like we could just talk forever on
Mhm.
different scenes, but those were like my standouts.
Overall, some of my favorite scenes were just when Nina lost it and just went crazy on them. When she killed Lord
Tanner.
Tanner after he
Oh
killed her
yeah.
mom, after that
Oh,
whole setup with her mom. Like, I know he didn't intend to kill her mom, but
and
like
then
that
their
whole setup.
escape.
Oh my God, that was so good.
So good.
And then at the end, when she's just destroying everything out from under her, yeah, that was really, really, really good.
It's so good. I really enjoyed, I mean, I guess we're kind of diving into this perfectly here because we're about to talk about our characters, but I really enjoyed Nina's development and just seeing those differences at the end of the book is just, oh, phenomenal.
Yeah.
And how she's accepting her minor, MINER, like people who work in mines, her minor side, her roots. It was really cool.
Yeah, I I love how we have to make that distinction. We're like that type of miner, the kind that works in a mine.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nina's growth from book 1 through the end of book 2 is fantastic. Like Nina isn't a character that I necessarily agree with the decisions she's making all the time, especially in book 1 or how she's doing things. But I understand the why of it.
Yeah.
I understand her as a character. I think one of the core parts about Nina doesn't change, and that's that she doesn't want to be anybody's pawn. And she has different ways of dealing that as her character grows. And I like that the core part of Nina stays true to Nina, but how she makes decisions around that and reacts to her environment changes. And I think that's the thing about her that makes her such, like, she's a very consistent character because the core thing about her doesn't change. But how she handles her environment and the decisions she's making does change. And I just loved her character development start to finish.
Yeah. And I hate to say it, but the death of her mother probably helped with that because
it did.
She was being a pawn in book 1 because she did it to save her mother. And I was kind of surprised that we lost her so soon.
I was pretty shocked when her mom died the way that she did. I figured her mom would die at some point, but the way that she died right in front of Nina like that was shocking.
Crazy.
I didn't see that coming. I wish I would have had a recorded reaction to that moment because I was just like, what?
Yeah, it's like, let her go. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Brother. Whoops. No, I definitely found Nina more enjoyable in this book. We're proud of you, girl. Get that growth.
Yeah, she did great.
Now, Patrick.
Oh, God. I love Patrick so much.
I would let him get away with anything, honestly. I mean, he's already gotten away with murder, literally. Yeah, so
I think we definitely support his rights and wrongs. Like, we're just kind of okay with it.
Yeah, like, Stacey, if Patrick existed, yeah.
Yeah. I will say I did really enjoy him starting to see his dad in a more correct light. And because I think he had his dad as on a bit of a pedestal.
Yes.
And seeing him come to terms with who his dad had become and his desire for power over equality for the people was an interest. I mean, it was sad to see him come to that realization, but I did enjoy that character growth in that because I think that's something that we'll get into Tess later, but that she had started to believe. And I think that he needed to come to that conclusion on his own. And it was rough, but I'm glad that he also had like that character development.
Definitely. And it was also interesting to see his internal struggles with, I'm in love with Nina, but morally I shouldn't be with her because of everything that happened. And then also being jealous of her relationship with Theo. Oh, ate it up. There was a moment where I was a little worried that there'd be a love triangle happening. And I was like, no, girl, please, no.
Oh, I was not concerned about that at all.
I mean, I knew it wouldn't be endgame or anything, but I was like, please, let's not regress here. I'm not here for regression. I'm here.
Which didn't happen.
Thank God.
Yeah, thank goodness. We just have trauma from other books.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, but speaking of Theo, I had slightly mentioned this earlier. I did enjoy his point of view. I was surprised because he was still annoying. And I was like, bro, you need to let it go. Okay, let's pull an Elsa here. Let it go. Like, you're done.
Yeah.
But I did actually care about him. And I was sad with his death fake out. I didn't cry.
Yeah.
But I found myself caring. And I think that there are going to be some good things coming for our confused guy. He just needs to figure out what he wants, and I think he has a better idea now that I think he'd let Nina guide a lot of his moral compass. He was only doing things for Nina because he thought that's what she expects him to do. And I think towards the end of the book, he's really realized, my dad kind of sucks. The society kind of sucks, and now he's choosing to do things for the right reasons. I don't know. But yeah, the beginning with him switching sides a lot was just a little bit frustrating. And even though you thought he was helping, like when he gave Nina the ink instead of Patrick, you're just like, oh yeah, that's gonna help them all. And then it's like, oh, actually it was to help your dad kill her mom. But yeah, I don't know. How did you feel about him?
I really found Theo's character development in this really fascinating because I think Theo is a character who the things have to go pretty wrong for him to be like, oh, it's gone too far.
Yeah.
It's gone too far and I need to actually do something. And I think at the beginning things have to go like further for him to like react and rebel. And in the beginning, I don't know that he's necessarily rebelling for the right reasons. Like I think in the first book, he's rebelling more because of his connection to Nina than he is anything else. And in this book, it's his rebellion becomes less tied to Nina and more tied to his own moral compass, which he is developing in this book. Because I think before his moral compass was whatever daddy tells me. And it took a yeah. But I think a lot of people are under their parents' thumb to a certain extent, and they don't really develop a lot of those things outside of their parents for a really long time. And I think Theo was deeply under his parents and the artisans' way of life. And he was really in that mindset for so long. And it took him a while to come out of it. I mean, the book doesn't take place over that long a period of time, but I do think things had to go to a certain point before he not only broke from the artisans, but he had to fully break from his dad. And that's a hard thing, I think, for most people to do. I think most people would have a hard time fully turning on a parent. And I'm not saying all people, I know not all people have like good relationship with their parents, and I definitely get that, but I think to turn on them to that extent would be very, very difficult. And I had a lot more respect for Theo by the end of this book than I did book one, for sure. So I'm glad that he's getting a chance to grow.
No, me too. And even Polly grew. I was really surprised because I was like, me and her, we got beef. We got serious beef.
Yeah.
And what do you know? Without her being told, she was like, let me destroy this piece of paper so that no one gets the information. I had respect for her as well.
Yeah, I think Polly is definitely a character who acts out of desperation and self-preservation.
Yeah.
And I think for Polly, there need to be an even bigger reason. And she wasn't like getting the bigger reason or internalizing the bigger reason until the archive scene where she is translating that document and realizing how much they've actually truly been lied to. And actually starting to believe this tale and understand it. So, yeah, I mean, Polly is, again, just like another really complex, interesting character. I don't necessarily agree with all the decisions and choices she made, but I do understand why she's made those decisions and choices. And I don't necessarily think some of those decisions and choices are okay, but I understand, like, how she got there as a character. But, yeah, I definitely enjoyed her more by the end of the book than I did beginning of the book, that's for sure. I was pretty big mad at her.
Oh yeah. I thought she would not be making it out alive, to be completely honest. What did you think about our new alchemist trip?
Listen. I'm nervous about Trip.
Me too. I think he's there to trip us up.
Okay.
Why are you nervous?
I mean, he seems like he's been drinking the scurry Kool-Aid for a pretty long time. So I'm a little nervous about his motivations because I don't fully know his motivations. But if his motivations are anything like her own uncle, who seemed really okay with what he was allowing to happen to his own niece, then I'm a little nervous about that. What about you?
Yeah, I just find it really hard to believe he's not working some angle because
Mm-hmm.
as a minor, Miner, why would he kiss Swank ass? Everybody hates him, but
Mm-hmm.
then at the first chance you get, you're just like, yeah, let me just work for you. Like
Mm-hmm.
what does he have to gain here? Are they promising them unlimited bluff, unlimited ink? Like what's going on? And for him to just fold and be so eager to work for them when he's technically more important than Lord Shop is. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
just don't understand. Like, I feel like, I don't know if he's trying to, if he's like Patrick and just trying to make him feel comfortable. But
Mm-hmm.
I also, correct me if I'm wrong, did it not take time for Patrick to learn how to use his alchemist powers outside of the house?
It did.
Yeah, so a part of me just wonders if there was a chance Trip has been stealing the ink for a while. Because to me, in that scene, he had far too much control for someone who's using it for, quote, the first time. I think that
Mm-hmm.
they all seem to have way too much control over their powers, especially alchemy. He's like moving this shit around. Like,
Yeah. Maybe it was just the amount of terranium he had available to him to like pull from. He was able to at least get some.
yeah, it's
But
just
I get
crazy.
I get what you're saying. I think that it doesn't to me it doesn't make sense for them to like just trust that the Swanks are going to
Help
honor their
them.
deal.
Yeah.
So it's like they either have something up their sleeve to keep them to honor their deal, or Trip really just only cares about himself and thinks, just give me a cushy life where you're from and I'll give you whatever you want and I'll pull ink for you all day long.
That's crazy.
So he either really only cares about himself, which it kind of seems like a lot of these people in Scurry are self-preservationists to a certain extent,
Mm-hmm.
which I understand to a certain level. Like
Mm-hmm.
they have just kind of been left to survive
Yeah.
themselves, and it's not a good place to live and
Mm-mm.
survive. So it really might just be like a self-preservation thing. And he really doesn't care what happens to everybody else as long as he gets what he wants. Or, like you said, they have something up their sleeve to keep the
Mm-hmm.
Swanks to their deal that we don't know about yet.
Well, it was also noted, and I don't remember whose point of view, it may have been Patrick's, that Trip was just extra observant and how everyone else was high on bluff except for Trip. And so
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just think he knows what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if he's a character that we can trust yet. And
Oh, I definitely don't trust him.
yeah, I'm very curious to see where this goes.
Yeah, me too. He was an interesting twist at the end. Once
Oh,
they
yeah.
started pulling the terranium up
Mm-hmm.
there and they had access to it, I was like, someone else is going to be an alchemist if they start
Oh,
giving this stuff out.
yeah.
Because she was so nervous about giving them the, they call it ink, right? When it's not
They
bluff.
call it ink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she was so nervous about it that I was like, this is going to go wrong. And she's like, no, we definitely shouldn't be doing this. And I was like, that's because she's sensing like
Mm-hmm.
something is going to like
Mm-hmm.
bite them in the ass. And one of them being an alchemist could hurt their cause, right?
Oh,
So
yeah.
I kind of figured when she was like, I don't think we should do this, I was like, ooh, one of them's going to be an alchemist.
I
But it
know.
being Trip kind of threw me. I kind of was worried it was going to be her uncle.
Thank God it's not her
Oh, yeah, he's
uncle.
awful.
I wonder, though, if they're still going to have challenges with them not having an earth charmer, or if he's going to be able to access all that terranium on his own, if he can just like force it through the ground
Mm-hmm.
somehow,
Yeah.
like summon it to him.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, because did she bury all of it at the end, or was it that they still have access to some? It seemed like they still had access to some of it at the
I
end.
feel like they still had access to some of it,
Mm-hmm.
and the city was collapsing.
Yeah, I need to. I already need to reread that book so
I know.
bad.
It's like blacked out at the end.
Honestly, we were like, wait, what? I just remember her losing it and was burying like everything, and the earth
Yeah.
was cracking open, and all this.
Hmm.
It was pure chaos at the end,
Pure
and so it
chaos.
wasn't super clear to me if like they had access to any of it or all of it, or I need to reread.
I feel
I
like they
definitely need to reread
still had access to some. And
to at least
even if
some.
they didn't, that crew knows exactly where it is.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. So they can just dig it up if they want to now because
Hmm.
she took care of all the when she moved to the earth, right? It let the gas pockets out. Is that correct? because there's the gas pockets, right? They were like, we
Mm-hmm.
can't dig here because the gas pockets, everything just explodes. And so they're like, we don't have to worry about that with an earth charmer because when she pulls up the earth, there's no
Mm-hmm.
drilling. And so I don't know if that completely solved the problem with like the pockets of
I don't
the
think
explodable
so, because they
gas.
said it was really risky because Scurry was right above it, and so they could never
Hmm.
dig there.
Yeah.
So I think it's still going to be very dangerous for them.
Yeah.
It'll
Book
put
three,
this,
man.
it'll put the city at risk. It'll put the miners at risk,
Hmm.
but that's fine.
It'll be interesting to see in book three how much of it they have access to. And
Mm-hmm.
if they still need Nina as much as they did before.
It might not.
Yeah. Maybe they're just okay with blowing up Scurry. Maybe they just don't care.
I don't think they care. We already know how they care about their lives. They really don't give
Yeah.
a shit. They're just there to be
They're just like,
used.
that's where the terranium is. All of it. The
Mm-hmm.
good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move on to our theories portion of this, which I think we've already kind of been spiraling about
I
anyways
know.
this episode because we can't help ourselves. All right. Do you want to share like how you think our characters are going to delve into solving this situation they've gotten themselves into? I mean, they're kind of at war, sort of, with some of the craftsmen are at war still with the
Yeah.
artisans.
So I think that at the end of the day, Nina will be able to use the goddess's wish because she has visited all three graves.
Mm-hmm.
I think Nina will either use it to get rid of all powers
Mm-hmm.
or make idiom and bluff extremely accessible. Most likely, I think it's going to end up being removing powers from their land because even with Terranium easily accessible, the people in power will continue to take advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, it'd be cool to see everybody have access to Terranium because I'm sure that once they let people like those in Scurry all have Terranium, they're going to find there's a lot more charmers and useful members of society, but there's always people who like to have tiers to their social class.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on this idea that I think that the power needs to be removed from everybody. And what's so
Mm-hmm.
interesting to me about that is that the artisans are not prepared to live in a world without magic. They don't know how to do anything. They don't know how to get safe water to their house or build things or even make fire anymore. Like they
Yeah.
are not survivable in a world without magic, and that would make the craftsmen the ones like the teachers
Mm-hmm.
and all of this, which I think would be a really interesting dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that
And
gives
Kenton
me
Hill is so advanced, so they'll end
Kenton
up
Hill,
becoming like the
yes.
capital and they'll show everybody how it's done.
I love how they're like little inventors and engineers over there, just like figuring out how to have like the best life possible without magic.
Yes.
But the thing that gives me pause on there being no more tranium is that the bluff is used for like legitimate medicinal purposes, and
Yeah.
the loss of the bluff would be sad. I wonder
Maybe
if
it's
she
the
could,
idiom then,
yeah,
perhaps.
I wonder if she could use her wish to turn it all to bluff
Oh, maybe. And make it non-addictive.
and make it non addictive. Well, and the bluff is only addictive depending on what it's added to, I think is what they were saying. Is that like in its purest form, when you take the
Mm,
right amount, it's like really medicinal. She was talking about how they like mix the bluff with other things and like that's what makes people sick.
mm,
I don't know. But maybe she could use the wish to make it so that it's all bluff and it like isn't
yeah.
addictive or anything. That would be kind of interesting because I think the loss of the medicinal purposes would be really sad.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like sometimes when I read about the bluff, it kind of feels like our same issue we have in
Mm-hmm.
our country
Yep.
with opioids and
Mm-hmm.
addiction around that. And I definitely think that there is like a lot of parallels with the bluff and opioids. And
Mm-hmm.
I see both sides of it. Like I see the medicinal use of it and how hopeful it is when you really, really need it. And I see how addictive and destructive it can be and how it can ruin people's lives. And I don't know what the answer is.
Me neither, Carly.
Yeah.
I don't know. Stacy knows apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I mean, it's clearly being set up for Nina to use a wish. I just wonder how
Yeah.
that'll go. Like, are we going to see the goddesses? Do you think that they'll
Hmm.
actually come down and be like, hello, Nina? Or just some random magic goes blue, 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 blue,
And
and
like communicate with them.
yeah.
You know, and I wonder too, because the one sister, like there was that tree, right? Like that wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
die, and that was like where they think that she had passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder if there's something also like that in Scurry, like a grave
Mm-hmm.
marker type thing. Like obviously there's like all of that terranium underneath with full
Mm-hmm.
of idiom
Mm-hmm.
that she left behind. But I just wonder if there's also something like that, because like they talk about the flowers that grow only
It
there, and
has to be the flowers, and I wonder
yeah.
if it's where the church was built,
Oh,
even. Because she would
interesting.
go to the church every Sunday, and nobody
Oh,
else would,
yeah.
except Trip would too.
Mm-hmm.
Trip would see her.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely think that the reason Nina's an earth charmer is because I think that depending on which of the daughters created the idiom is like what
Mm-hmm.
type of power you're getting. Because even just in Theo's family, for example, none of it's genetic. He's a charmer, but then his dad is a very low class as an artisan. So
Mm-hmm.
like they don't have the same powers, so it's got to be, I don't know. Maybe like the first dose is connected to that specific goddess's idiom, and then that's determines your
I
power.
Yeah, I remember us like we tried to ask Stacey about this and
Yeah,
she
yeah.
dodged.
She
She
dodged
definitely dodged.
hardcore. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm definitely with you on this. I think we actually had a phone call about it where I was like, "Oh, I wonder this." And you're like, "Oh, yeah, no, I actually have that in my notes right here." And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh my gosh,
Mm-hmm.
I love that we're on the same train." A thought on this one,
Yeah.
but I definitely think that there's something about your first dose of idiom and where it came from and what category of abilities it can
Mm-hmm.
awaken.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely think we're going to find out that that has something to do with it. I definitely think we're going to find out that that was like also information that they, for some reason, hid from society at some point, for some
Yeah.
reason that they knew and it's been hidden.
Yeah. And there's also just such a parallel with Nina's current situation and how the daughters were betrayed by their own countrymen as well. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
oh God, don't tell me she's gonna get sacrificed on the stake. 'Cause
Yeah.
that would not be great.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's going to happen,
No.
but
I think there'll be good things coming in our future. I think it's safe to assume.
yeah. No, I'm really excited to find out about all of this, because there's
Mm-hmm.
definitely been a lot of history that's been erased, and
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one of the things I really enjoy is like books that have like an element of propaganda
Mm-hmm.
and the characters like learning like what's really been going on. And so I'm really interested to learn not just what was erased, because obviously it's quite a bit of information that they've lost, but why some of it was erased.
Yeah. And why does Polly's family of all families have it?
Hmm.
Crazy.
Well, and it does seem like some people still don't necessarily have an ability awaken with them if they take real idiom, it seems like, because I don't think
Mm.
Tess has an ability, does she, that we know of?
That's actually a really great question. I feel like she does. Isn't she? Isn't it like the one that controls wood?
No, that was the dad. He was a woodmason. John was a woodmason.
Oh,
So
I don't
I guess I'm
know.
just wondering too, like if you took, let's say there's some people, right, that
Who
have
just
not
don't
presented an
have
ability,
magic.
but is it because they took idiom from the wrong place? And if they would have taken idiom from the right location, it would have awakened their ability.
Oh.
Just thinking, just throw a spitball in
So
here.
you just gotta keep taking some more doses.
Yeah, got to take one from each location.
Mm.
But it's like at this point, I don't think that they even have much left from the other location. So it's like if you don't have people that are going to respond to this idiom, too bad, so sad,
Yeah.
because you wasted it.
Well, this is their only option now, is the
Yeah.
seam.
Mm-hmm.
So is everyone just going forward gonna have all of the same magic? We already know that's not really the case though, because there's
Mm-hmm.
only one alchemist and we have another wood mason and whatever else that
Yeah.
it's just very interesting. I'm really excited to see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any other theories?
I don't know that I have like specific theories. I I have like so many thoughts on Tess though, and what we're gonna find out about Tess
Oh, yeah.
and what she's hiding,
Yeah, that's
the secrets.
definitely one of the biggest things I'm hoping will
Hmm.
I mean, it's obvious that we're gonna get that, but I'm like, baby girl, you murdered your husband after he was also low-key hinting that you don't know everything about her and that she's not blameless.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't personally live in a society where it's socially acceptable to just like murder your spouse to keep them quiet.
I mean, I definitely don't think that that's the only reason why. I
You
think
think she
she
hates him too, and that's why, like, you betrayed me. Pap, pap.
no, I think she hated him and what he had become at that point because I don't think she ever really believed John was dead. I think she believed John was
Mm,
giving them information and that she didn't
well,
trust him
yeah.
anymore. And so I think that she knew that John was the reason why Patrick got caught
Mm-hmm.
and she hated him for it. And she killed him to protect her
The
kids
family.
from him looking for more and more power because he was becoming crazed for power and
Oh,
behaving
yeah.
erratically. And I don't think
Mm-hmm.
she trusted him anymore with their children. And I think that's why she killed him. I think
Mm-hmm. That's a
getting
good
to
guess.
not like deal with her secrets anymore was like a bonus,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think that's why she killed him. I think it was
Yeah.
because of his like erratic need for power and she didn't trust him anymore.
What do you think her secrets are? Like, do you think that she's faking that she's dying?
Oh man, that would be terrible.
Well, what does she have to gain for that? That people are just easier with their secrets around her and because, oh, well, it's not going to harm anybody. She's just going to
Hmm.
die in a couple months.
You know, I don't know if it's that,
I
but
don't think so. I hope not.
I I feel like it has to do with something with her kids and something that's happened to them.
Do you think it's that? No, I was like, do you think it's that some of them are not her kids? And I'm like, wait, no, that would be like a
No, no.
John thing. That would
Yeah.
she would know. Uh, basic biology. Um, something about her kids. Do you think? Well, hmm. Donnie just became blind from a sickness, right? Like we, or was there an accident? Do we know like the exact cause of his blindness? Like, what if she caused it?
I believe it was just from an illness, but like I
That's what I
don't know.
thought.
Like I'm not sure. Like maybe John maybe he believes he was caught because of her. Maybe she gave them John
What purpose? To
to
what
protect her
end?
kids.
Hmm. But
Maybe she thought that that would keep them out of Kenton Hill longer, or she
maybe.
traded it for something else. I don't know, but I first of all, it would not surprise me if John got caught because of her. It just wouldn't surprise me if she had traded some information about John or his location or something like that for something else she needed for one of her kids.
Gotcha. I feel like that's not horrible. That's not a terrible secret to have because he doesn't seem like a great father.
No, but they see the cause and the loyalty to that cause as so important. I could see it them
Hmm.
seeing it as this big, huge betrayal.
Well, we already know that she stole bluff from another family that needed it to save their lives.
Yeah, we do know that. So, but
Hmm.
I think she really would do anything for her kids, and so I think it's going to have
Mm,
something to do with something regarding her children.
gotcha.
But it also wouldn't surprise me if like it turned out that they had lied and that she was not who she says she is. Like maybe she's someone completely else and she's not Tess.
She's the head of house. No, I'm just kidding.
Something. But I also
Hmm.
think that the this other continent is really interesting to
Hmm.
me. This like continent like doesn't have magic and doesn't mess with them and like doesn't deal with their nonsense and
Yeah.
they just live without it. I want more information on them.
Me
Like what have
too.
they been doing this whole time that they're just like these people in their terranium? Like
And everyone's just piecing out, like, you know what? I can't handle it here anymore, so I'm gonna go to safety to these
yeah.
other continents. I do want to learn a little bit more about them. But
Yeah.
also, obviously, in the next book, I need a wedding to happen. For Patrick and
Yeah.
Nina,
Yeah.
specifically.
I love their romance. Like I
Me
feel
too.
like if I was going to use a one word description for the romance in each of these books, the first one would be swoony and the second one would be longing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's how each one felt to me. Because the first book felt so swoony, and this book, the longing for each other, and
Oh,
it was so
it
delicious.
was forbidden love,
Mm-hmm.
honestly, because they're like, I can't have you. Everyone would hate me if I
Mm-hmm.
did. And then at this point, he's accepted that he loves her. Then his family shows up again and ruins everything. And they're like, no, you can't be with her. And then he's like, no, actually, I fucked her on a window. So,
Too late for
yeah.
that.
Whoops. I do
Yeah.
think also to be satisfied with the ending, Lord Shop has to die. Or at least
Lord
face the
Shop,
consequences of his actions.
he needs to die like a painful death.
Preferably. Yeah.
Like, preferably. That would be my personal preference.
Yeah.
I definitely think I'm going to have so many more theories on a reread of these books. I need to reread book 1 and book 2 and then prep for book 3. Like, I'm going to have, I know it. There's just so much in there.
Oh, yeah.
But I really want to know if Tess has an ability. Maybe it's that she's lying. Maybe she said she doesn't have one and she took the idiom and she does.
It could be. It could also be that maybe if she is literally dying, that she's too sick to use it.
Oh, maybe.
Or
That would be
maybe she's
interesting.
taking so much bluff that it counteracts. But then if that's the case, then Gunner shouldn't have an ability.
Honestly. Yeah.
So
No, I definitely
mm,
think poor Gunner. He's got
maybe
problems.
maybe it's that she cheated on John and that the kids aren't actually John's kids or something.
Oh, maybe. That would be interesting. Maybe they're not all full brothers. Maybe only some of
Yeah.
them are. Because they always talk about how Gunner, I think, is the one that looks just like the dad, right? And then
Mm,
Donnie and him don't look as much like their dad. Gunner's the one that's like John's twin.
awkward.
Yeah.
Awkward. Such a small town to do that in.
Yeah.
Awkward.
Well, a reread is in order so we can theorize more before book 3 comes out. We'll have to do a little follow-up mini theory episode before book 3 is released
I
next
know,
year.
right? Oh my gosh. I can't wait. This was such a good book.
Mm-hmm. It
I,
was.
God, that, no one does endings like Stacey McEwan.
I know. It's so good, and her magical systems are so good, and it's just,
Hmm.
it's so good. Uh, I cannot wait for book 3, but I'm gonna be so sad
I
it's over.
know. Just gonna continue to think about it over the next couple of months.
I know.
Oh my God. I'm just like, how are they gonna solve this? Where are they gonna go hide? Are they gonna rebuild Kenton Hill? Are they gonna take out the house? Like, are these miners really gonna work with the artisans? What's going on?
Yeah, I kind of think they might blow up Scurry, so we'll see.
I definitely think they're gonna blow up Scurry.
Yeah,
It's
unfortunately.
like Lord Farquaad. Some of you may die, but that is a
Yeah.
sacrifice that I am willing to make.
Yeah, yeah. Lord Shop definitely gives Farquaad like vibes for
Hmm.
sure.
This is very true.
Oh, all right. Any more final thoughts?
5 stars.
And this is where we leave you today, Basic Book Besties. Thank you so much for listening. Please leave us a review and join us next week for an exciting interview with the author of A Forsaken Prophecy herself, Stacey, she knows what she did, McEwan.
Yes. Honestly, I have so much fun interviewing Stacey.
I
She's
know.
so cool, and we did ask like really good questions. And
Yeah,
I think we got some good
I do too. You
answers.
guys should definitely be listening to that episode.
You should if you guys have lots of questions after finishing the
Yeah.
book. Like you're sitting here like, "Oh my God." We also thought of those questions and
Yep.
we did our best to squeeze answers out of her.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
10 out of 10 would recommend. Plus, she's super funny.
She is.
Anyway, if you need more bookish content, we have 4 ongoing seasons. You're currently listening to our season 1 Book Besties Chat featuring spice ratings, our thoughts on recent adaptations, discussions on our current reads, and more. We also have a crash course season for the Massverse, Fourth Wing deep dive topics, and fun author interviews like with Stacey. Our Massverse Season 2 content releases weekly on Thursdays, while our other seasons release episodes sporadically on Tuesdays.
You can check out our website, basicandbookishpod.com, for info about our contact form, upcoming seasons, which authors we have scheduled next, events we're attending, and more. We've linked that down in the show notes.
You can join us over on Patreon, where you can access all of our episodes ad-free 3 days early and in full video, plus extras like exclusive book club access, with our next quarterly book club being in September, shoutouts on the show, PDF annotations, and more. You'll find our Patreon link in the show notes, along with all the ways you can support the podcast.
Don't forget to stay in the loop by following us on social media at Basic and Bookish Pod and joining us in our Discord chat. Who knows, you might just meet your next book bestie there.
Until next time, reach out on Discord to let us know what you thought about that ending. See you there.
Yeah, I need to know everybody's thoughts on Stacey's ending. And if you have read Ledge, find me. Find me on Discord. Find me on social media. Find me somewhere. Come talk to me.
Karly's just dying over here, needing more people to read Ledge.
I just want to know if other people love Ledge as much as I love Ledge, because I love Ledge, okay? It's so good.
I'm sure they do. And I'm sure that I will read it. It's high on my list.
It's just hard when there's so many books we got to keep up on, but
so many.
Yeah, but it's
so many books.
It's good.
So little time.
The crazy thing about Ledge is I want to say it's 250 pages.
Yeah.
It's not long.
I own it. Quick. It's short.
Yeah. She's not thick, like we often say about her fantasy books. We're like, she's thick. Ledge isn't thick. She's quick. She's a fast read and she's a good time.
Quick on the mark. Uh-huh.